So there are three important stages to hitting seven-figure months as a freelancer and agency owner. And yun yung pag-usapan natin today. Specifically, I will show you kung paano mo malalaman kung nasang stage ka, ano yung mga pwede mong gawin to level up, and most importantly, ano yung mga pumipigil sa atin, bakit tayo nasa-stuck at a certain level, kaya super excited ako for you being here. So if you're new here, my name is Mark Allen and I'm currently co-scaling 9 agencies and freelancing businesses to multiple seven-figure months. And also at the same time, I am leading hundreds of freelancers and agency owners scale to multiple 6 to 7 figures without burning themselves out. Kasi magkaiba yun, yung magkaroon tayo ng maraming pera and magkaroon tayo ng may pera at the same time hindi tayo burned out. Na-enjoy pa rin natin yung life. So kinukuha natin yung mga lessons from those experiences and putting it here in a YouTube video to hopefully help you scale without burning yourself out then. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back. And let's do this. So before we continue sa ating stages of scaling, I just want to show you kung paano ba nag-work yung journey natin and bakit importante na iniisip na natin yung scaling as soon as we got a retainer clients or so. Kasi if you can see dito sa drawing natin, dito sa left side, sa vertical line, is nandito sa higher end, yung happy moments natin. And then dito sa lower part is yung medyo sad or medyo challenging na moments natin. And itong horizontal line, ito yung timeline ng ating journey. Kasi ang nangyari is in the beginning, neutral lang yung feeling talaga. Like before pa tayo nag-freelancing, neutral lang yan. However, nung nakakita tayo ng opportunity na pwede palang kumita online ng malaki kahit nasa bahay lang, then medyo maha-hype tayo dyan. Diba? Doon ang papasok yung exciting part. However, as soon as you get a client, doon ka na magigising sa reality, lalo na pag nagkaroon ka na ng medyo maraming clients, na-hit mo na yung 6 figures, ayun na yung reality. Mapupunta tayo dun sa exciting world of business. Maybe in the beginning, ang goal lang natin is just to do whatever it takes to survive. Kasi sa simula, yun lang naman yung kaya natin gawin, mag-survive. Kasi nakapasok na tayo dito sa online, mas maganda talaga yung opportunity. Pero at the same time, may mga kailangan lang tayong magawa para gumana siya. So lumipas yung panahon, and then habang lumilipas yung panahon, for some reason, syempre kaka-move forward natin, may magwo-work. May magwo-work dyan. And akala natin, makakuha tayo ng isang retainer clients, magkaroon ng multiple clients. Akala natin okay na yon. Pero eventually, mahihit mo yung tinatawag nating resistance point. Yan, yung resistance. Itong resistance point na to, ito yung tipong marami tayong ginagawa, marami tayong tinatry paganahin just to make things stable. Pero for some reason, hindi tayo makausad-usad. Kaya kung titingnan mo, yes, gumagana rin naman. Pero kung titingnan mo dito sa structure natin, nasa baba pa rin siya ng happiness level. 'Di ba? Ito yung mga moments na kahit magka-client tayo, parang hindi pa rin sure kasi pwedeng mawala yung clients. Ito yung mga moments na yes, may team tayo, pero parang hindi pa rin sure kasi marami ka pa rin ginagawa. So ang intention natin dito is as soon as nahihit natin tong resistance point na to, ito na yung best time agad to think about scaling. Yan. Kaya natin pinag-uusapan yung stages of scaling kasi very important na makita natin agad as soon as mahit natin yung resistance na hindi na pwedeng ginagawa lang natin dati na hard work lang or effort lang or gagayahin lang natin yung ginagawa ng iba kasi kung may resistance point tapos paulit-ulit na, lalo na kung nahit mo na yan ng mga 6 months, 12 months, nandun pa rin sa resistance point, then it's time to think about scaling na. Okay? So ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng scaling? Kasi maraming definition talaga ng scaling, but for us dito sa Ready to Scale or R2S, it's all about increasing our capacity to receive. Yan, kasi to be honest, nandiyan na lahat ng mga resources available out there, yung mga ideal clients natin, available na yan, yung income na gusto natin, nandiyan na yan, umiikot na yan ngayon sa mundo. Pero ang tanong, ready ba tayong mag-receive ng mga ganong blessing, di ba? And this is why kaya natin ginagawa tong scaling kasi at the end of the day, mahihit natin yung resistance as we level up. And ang trabaho natin bilang someone na nagsiscale is to learn kung ano yung resistance na yon and to remove that. So yun yung gusto natin pag-usapan today. So ano-ano ba yung mga stages of scaling and ano yung mga pumipigil sa atin to level up? So simulan natin dito sa validation phase. So dito sa validation phase is you're building the foundation na, you're testing the market, and sometimes marami ka ng mga tinatry ng mga offer na pwedeng hindi na ikaw yung mag-deliver ng service, and ang goal sana is kahit na hindi ikaw yung mag-deliver ng services, quality pa rin yung output na magagawa ng team members mo. So maraming mga experimentation na ginagawa dyan. So ang main goal during this phase is at least to hit yung 200K to 500K months. Kasi dito pala, hindi ko nabanggit, pero when it comes to scaling as a freelancer and agency owner, is meron dalawang path, proven path na pwede nating puntahan. Yung isa is yung tinatawag nating high-paying career and yung isa is yung tinatawag nating highly scalable business. I did a separate video for that explaining deeply kung bakit importante siya na alam natin kung anong path yung pupuntahan natin when it comes to scaling kasi magkakaiba ng approach yon. So itong goal na to is depende kung high-paying career or highly scalable business yung goal natin. Di ba? Now, during this stage, isa sa challenges talaga na hinaharap ng mga freelancers and agency owners is to charge premium. Diba? Kasi sometimes, alam naman na natin na kaya nating mag-deliver ng service, nakakakuha na ng client, pero ang next challenge or next limitation natin is baka lugi tayo or masyadong mababa yung singil natin. And because of that, hindi tayo makamove forward. Or, pwede rin naman na hindi na ikaw yung mismong gagawa ng service, pero we're having a difficulty to creating a service na that doesn't rely on you. Ibig sabihin is yung hindi na ikaw gagawa. Diba? And in short, itong mga problems na to is an offer problem. Yeah. Now, if you've been a freelancer for quite some time now, maybe naka 1 to 3 years ka na as a freelancer, most likely narinig mo na yung offer. And when it comes to offer, I'm not saying dito yung statement lang na we help this, do that by doing this. Kasi kung statement lang yung goal natin dito, di lahat tayo nakalagpas na dito sa validation phase, di ba? But ang problem is, when it comes to offer, it's not just about that statement alone. For us, yung offer is all about the service plus yung ability natin to communicate that service. Kasi ang gusto nating i-validate during the validation phase is hindi lang basta-basta ma-close yung client, kundi ma-deliver natin yung service based dun sa pinromise natin in the beginning of the sales conversation. Di ba? So yung offer is all about meron kang service and kaya mo siyang i-communicate na in a way na mapapabili natin yung client natin. So yun yung power ng offer. So basically, on the surface level, ito yung problem na pwedeng kinakaharap natin during the validation phase. But what most people don't know is merong hidden problem. Yung hidden problem na yun that is affecting itong offer problem na to. And then yung hidden problem na yun, basically, yung hidden problem is confidence. May confidence issue. Kasi during this phase, habang nahihit natin yung resistance, ito na yung mga time wherein meron tayong mga rejections talaga na makukuha. And pag may rejections at this stage, ang daming uncertainty. And dahil dun sa uncertainty na yun, minsan nakakatakot na, hala, mali ba yung ginagawa ko or tama pa ba yung ginagawa ko and so on and so forth. And because of that, it could lead to anxiety na, hala, baka sa susunod ma-reject na naman uli ako. So ang ending, hindi natutuloy. Diba? And pag hindi na tumuloy, then hindi natin mababalidate yung offer, hindi natin matetest yung service. So ang ending is magpapaikot-ikot lang uli. Mawawala ng kita. And pag nawala ng kita, magta-try na lang uli kumuha ng client basta makasurvive lang. Diba? And hindi yun yung goal natin dito sa validation phase. Ang goal natin dito sa validation phase is ma-break yung resistance na yon by, of course, fixing our offer. But at the same time, gusto nating ma-fix din yung confidence problem natin. Diba? This is why dito, just in case hindi mo pa nakita, meron dito sa description ng video na to is our free training all about the 4 hidden bottlenecks na pumipigil sa atin para ma-break yung resistance na yon, including yung confidence issue natin. So if you haven't yet, mamaya after ng video na to, click mo yung link na yon and then check mo kung is that something na helpful for you. But anyway, so paano tayo magle-level up from this validation phase? So kung offer problem ang meron at confidence problem ang meron tayo dito, then basically, ang goal natin, syempre, is to improve our offer. Diba? Number 1 talaga dyan is to improve our offer. Again, hindi lang ito yung statement, kundi yung service natin, plus yung ability natin to communicate that service. Lalo na kung premium, there's a way to communicate that premium service. And then kung scalable, there's also a way to communicate that scalable service. Diba? At the same time, para makatulong na ma-improve yung offer natin, then pwede na nating i-identify based on your experience, sino yung mga best clients mo that could result to your ideal clients. Yan. Diba? So yung ideal clients na gusto mong makuha, baka meron ka mga clients in the past na kung pwede lang na maging puro katulad nila yung mga clients mo, then that would help you fix your offer then and your confidence issue. Kasi malaking factor din na merong mga assets yung mga clients natin na kailangan natin para ma-deliver yung service. Diba? At the same time, pag meron tayo nitong dalawang to, then it's very important then to validate the new offer. Ibig sabihin, ibenta natin yung service na yon and then i-deliver natin to see kung magiging happy ba yung client natin, and pag naging happy siya is maging recurring or maging retainer or at least man lang magkaroon ng referral or repeat business in the future. 'Di ba? Kasi ang end goal pa rin is ma-hit natin itong income goal natin. 'Di ba? During this phase. So basically, yan yung validation, and pag nakagraduate tayo dito, then mapupunta tayo sa tinatawag nating growth phase. Okay? Dito sa growth phase, ito na yung, alright, validated na yung offer, alam na natin na kaya natin mag-deliver ng service, alam na natin na kaya natin mag-charge ng premium, or pwede na yung team natin ang mag-deliver ng service. So ito na yung time na may mga pumapasok na clients na, di ba? Ang challenge nga lang is we're starting to get overwhelmed by the workflow. And lumalabas na yung mga butas ng mga deliverables natin kasi dumadami na yung mga sinaserve natin. 'Di ba? So yun yung main challenge dito. Pero going back saglit, is ang main goal natin dito is depende sa path na pipiliin mo, is ma-hit natin yung 500K to 1M months. Depende sa path na pipiliin mo. Pero ang problem na lumalabas talaga dito is lumalabas na yung inefficiencies ng services natin. So very important na makita natin kung saan ba yung butas, especially yung ating workflow. Lalo na kung high-paying career yung path na pinipili natin, paano natin magagawa yung service and premium services, most especially, na hindi tayo mababurn out. Di ba? So, the way to do that is ma-fix natin yung ating inefficient workflow. Especially yung personal workflow natin as a high-paying career, kung yun yung path na gusto mong puntahan. Pwede rin naman na yung problem is yung operations. Kasi baka may mga efficiency sa operations, lack of systems, lack of communication, lack of talent, lack of people, etc., etc. So baka yun yung mga pumipigil sa atin kaya meron tayong mga capacity issues, right? But for most of you, again, kung nag-freelance ka na, most likely narinig mo na yung systems, most likely narinig mo na yung magkaroon ka ng okay na workflow, di ba? On a day-to-day basis. But what most people don't know, kung bakit hindi natin nagagawa yung inefficient workflow na to at yung operations is because of the hidden problem. And part of the hidden problem is yung low self-worth. Ito kasi yung time wherein mahihit natin yung another resistance level wherein ma-overwhelm na tayo, and at the same time yung mga occasional frustrations kasi may mga delays na, nagkakaroon na ng stock ng matagal. But at the same time, ini-improve naman yung mga systems, natututo naman sa mga habits natin, pero kung low yung self-worth natin, then minsan dito lalabas yung mapapatanong tayo, para sa akin pa ba tong scaling? Para sa akin pa ba yung 500K months? Para sa akin pa ba yung 1M months? Di ba? Kasi kung gusto natin ng bigger reward, then definitely kailangan natin maging bigger person to be able to receive yung ganong amount of money. More than receiving nga, it's all about keep receiving yung ganong level of income. And malaking factor dun yung self-worth natin. So kung hindi natin i-fix tong self-worth na to, then hindi rin natin i-fix yung mga inefficient workflows na yan, even yung operations natin, kahit na alam ng conscious mind natin na yun lang yung kailangan i-fix. Di ba? So yun yung isa. Now, isa pang hidden problem na hindi natin nakikita is yung tinatawag na leadership. Yan. Basically, yung leadership dito is not just about kung ikaw yung sikat or ikaw yung may-ari ng business. Hindi ganun yung leadership natin dito. Yung leadership na tinutukoy dito is our ability to decide fast. Kasi very important yun when it comes to scaling, na kaya nating mag-decide quickly. And our ability to communicate to our team members or to clients or kung sino man yung mga nagiging katrabaho natin. Kasi I remember nung nandito ako sa stage na to and na-stuck ako ng matagal, I thought alam ko naman yung mga systems na kailangan buuin. In fact, alam ko yung mga marketing steps na kailangan kong gawin. Pero ang nangyari, alam lang ng utak ko kung ano yung gagawin. Yung katawan ko hindi sumusunod. Bakit? All because of the low self-worth. Kasi feeling ko, pag medyo mga may hindi na gumagana o may butas na sa system, feeling ko may mali na sa akin. And yun yung nakakapigil talaga when it comes to fixing kung ano yung mga butas sa operations natin. Or, minsan naman, kaya ako na-stuck din ng matagal, is because yung leadership, kulang sa communication. Ito yung mga time na, okay, ako yung main na nakikipag-usap sa client, pero after namin mag-usap, nag-e-end na sa akin yung usapan. Hindi ko napapansin na hindi ko na pala siya napapasa sa team. So, ang ending, sa akin pa rin yung balik. Alam ko na kung ano yung mga kailangan gawin pero yung team hindi pa pala malinaw sa kanila kung ano yung gagawin. So, may problem din sa leadership and communications. So, nung na-fix ko yun, then doon nagkaroon ng growth sa business. And itong growth na to, prone din to sa growth pains. Ibig sabihin, prone din to sa resistance level. Kaya very important yung video na ipapakita ko dun sa description, which is yung 4 hidden roadblocks when it comes to scaling. Kasi kailangan nating makita yon kung gusto nating malagpasan itong growth phase na to. Pero nung nalagpasan namin siya, ayan na. Doon na ngayon pumapasok na ngayon, hindi na ako yung nagko-close para mag-close ng deal for clients. May team na ako for that. At the same time, hindi na rin ako yung nag-on board sa mga clients. May team na for that. At the same time, may tumutulong na sa akin sa delivery. Focus lang ako sa strategy and making sure na top-notch pa rin yung standards ng mga deliverables namin. Kasi lalo na sa panahon ngayon, yung mga clients naghahanap yan ng quality service. Ang dami ng freelancers and yung mga ideal clients, marami na silang na-hire na freelancers. Ang tanong, sino ang worth it ng money nila? Kasi willing pa rin sila magbayad. Willing pa rin sila magbayad ng premium as long as nadi-deliver yung service. So, ngayon, dahil napasa ko na yung mga ibang work, napagtutuunan namin ng pansin na ma-improve yung service namin. So, basically, ang goal natin dito para makapag-level up is, of course, to be more organized and ma-improve yung ating self-worth and yung leadership natin. Kasi pag na-improve natin yung dalawang to, then tutuloy-tuloy tayo hanggang sa mapunta tayo sa authority level. Yan. Itong authority level, ito na yung time na, okay, validated na yung offer, validated yung service, and then tuloy-tuloy na may nakuklose kang deals, tuloy-tuloy na nakakapag-deliver ka ng service. And because of that, given enough time, then you will establish yourself as one of the go-to person pagdating sa service mo. Diba? And again, kaya importante yung pinakita ko kanina kasi nandito sa authority phase yung pag-breakthrough dun sa happiness and sadness na spectrum. Naalala mo ba yon? Yung happiness and sadness na spectrum. Kasi kung titingnan natin dito, pag na-break natin itong resistance level na to at naalis natin yung harang, then mapupunta tayo dun sa happiness breakthrough kasi nagsascale tayo and yung authority levels is nandito na sa part na to. Sa taas na to, nandito na yung authority. Yan. 'Di ba? Kasi dito sa authority, ang goal na natin dito is ma-hit natin yung mga 800K to 2M months and beyond nang hindi tayo nabu-burn out. Yun yung secret. Again, yun yung secret. It's not about the money lang, but it's all about making the money na hindi tayo nabu-burn out. And how do we do that? By becoming an authority. Diba? Kasi pag authority ka, yung mga clients na yung lumalapit sa'yo, yung mga opportunities na yung lumalapit sa'yo. The main problem lang during this phase is syempre, tao lang naman tayo. So it's hard sometimes to balance yung authority, visibility, and yung life. Di ba? Kasi syempre, may life tayo before magkaroon ng business. So it's very important na naiintindihan natin na hindi ito puro trabaho lang, kundi mababurn out tayo doon. Di ba? So ito yung pinaka-challenge yan. And bakit meron tayong ganyang challenge? Kasi baka merong problem when it comes to delegation. Lalo na yung leadership delegation. Kasi hindi na to basta-basta labor lang yung ipapasa mo. Ang ipapasa mo na dito is yung decision making. 'Di ba? So medyo challenging ipasa ito. Plus, ito na rin yung baka kulang tayo sa strategic decision making. Yan, baka yan na yung skills na nakulang. And possibly, again, kung nag-grow ka, kung matagal ka na nag-freelance, baka narinig mo na very important na magkaroon ng balance kahit papaano yung life and yung work natin. Hindi siya basta-basta work-life balance na 50-50, but more on at least meron tayong integration wherein may life pa rin kahit naggumagawa tayo ng business. And we can do that with leverage. Diba? But at the same time, part of that leverage is yung pagpasa ng work or pag-delegate ng task, which is yung leadership, which is possibly na narinig mo na rin before, and yung decision making. Baka pwedeng narinig mo na rin siya kung nag-grow ka or nandito ka na sa ganitong level na to. Pero ang tanong, ito ba talaga yung problem or merong hidden problem din? Diba? Kasi kung matagal ka na and naririnig mo na tong mga to, tapos stuck ka pa rin, then possibly merong nakatagong problem dyan. And ano yung mga nakatagong problem dyan? One of those is the ability to let go. One of the secrets of highly successful na mga tao versus yung mga stuck pa rin sa pag-scale ng business is their ability to let go. Kasi hindi madaling mag-let go. Lalo na kung pinaghirapan mo yung business na yan para makarating sa level na kung nasan ka man ngayon, dito sa authority phase, ang hirap mag-let go. Lalo na kung pinag-aralan mo talaga yung mga skills para ma-deliver yung service tapos ipapasa mo lang yung mga skills na yon, minsan may feeling na tayo lang yung magaling, di ba? Dito sa part na to. And I tell you, that's one of the hardest thing na kailangan nating matutunan. But with the proper support and the right environment, I know magagawa natin to and ma-experience natin fully yung authority phase. Kasi yung authority phase, nandito na yung mga lesser, yung mga changes na kailangan gawin kasi nagwo-work na yung marketing, okay na yung service, baka okay na nga rin yung team. So may mga ibang problems na tayong sinosolve, including itong ability to let go. Kasi part of the challenge nitong ability to let go talaga is the fear of losing control. Yun talaga yung pinaka-problem natin dito, na pag pinasa na natin yung work, magwo-work pa rin kaya yung business natin. 'Di ba? And dito na papasok yung mga hidden na mga challenges like yung pride or yung ego natin na tayo lang yung magaling. So because of that, nagiging cautious tayo kung sino yung papasahan. And pag may hindi na nag-work, parang hindi na tayo mapakali, ako na lang din uli yung gagawa. Hindi uubra yun kung gusto nating manalo dito sa authority phase. So it's very important na makita natin siya at makatch natin siya. Kasi kung gusto natin mag-level up at gusto nating ma-hit yung high 6 to 7 figure months, tapos hindi tayo nababurn out, then yung mga milestones na pwede natin puntahan is, syempre, to build personal brand. Itong personal branding na to is one of the things that we can do to balance authority and life. Kasi pag nagawa mo na yung personal brand, then it can work for you 24/7. Kahit hindi ka directly nag-work for that. Diba? So may life pa rin. At the same time, dito na rin papasok since nagpa-personal branding is yung other skills. Most specifically, yung communication. Yung communication skills natin. Like speaking, like presenting, like yung high level na conversation para sa mga team members na ginagawa natin. At the same time, dito rin papasok yung importance na pag nalagpasan natin tong hidden challenge of letting go and fear of losing of control, then very important dito yung leadership team. Na dito sa leadership team is mapapasa na natin yung mga ibang task and ikaw focus ka na lang sa high level. And itong mga to, ginagawa natin siya so that eventually, lalo na kung agency yung binild mo, you can strategically move your business into an exit. Okay? But when it comes to exit, hindi ito yung dahil gusto mo ibenta yung business mo kasi hindi yun mag-work. Lahat ng mga nabebentang business, hindi sila binibenta. Binibili sila. Diba? Binibili sila kasi ang ganda ng infrastructure, kumikita kahit wala yung business owner, tuloy-tuloy yung revenue, kaya may mga buyers na willing bumili ng service na yan. But at the same time, hindi lang naman yun yung way of exit ng isang agency na business. Pwede ka rin mag-exit by removing yourself sa day-to-day operation kasi may leadership team ka na. So that's how you can scale without burning yourself out as a highly scalable business. And kung high-paying career naman, then i-leverage mo yung personal brand so that sila yung lalapit sa'yo and you can name your price pag naayos mo ng maayos yung personal branding. But anyway, in a nutshell, there are 3 critical stages when it comes to scaling your business. Merong validation stage, merong growth stage, and then meron ding authority stage. Do this properly and understand kung ano yung mga problems and hidden problems at every step and i-break mo yon so that you can break the resistance level, then you can scale without burning yourself out. And the reason why we're doing this is for majority of us na hindi nagsiscale yung business, nandito pa tayo sa baba ng happiness spectrum natin. Mukha lang maganda yung nangyayari sa business natin, but if we do not properly scale our business, then yari tayo dito. Masastuck tayo dito ng matagal and pag huminto tayo mag-work, then baka hihinto rin yung income natin and maraming maapektuhan sa life natin, yung mga pinapasahod natin, yung family natin, and so on and so forth. So it's very important for us to do this strategically. And fortunately, it's simpler than you think. Kailangan lang natin ma-figure out yung mga hidden bottlenecks na pumipigil sa atin to level up. This is why if you haven't yet, click mo lang yung link dito sa description and I will see you on the next video. So yun lang naman. Kung nagustuhan mo tong video na to, then press like and subscribe and I will see you on our next video.